Welcome to a Telltale Books video. I'm Greg, and I'm going to continue the series that started it all, really. My attempt to read everything I can get my hands on by H.G. Wells, which actually predates these videos and it predates the whole Telltale Books. Goes back to about 2015 when I wanted to get back into my reading, and I decided that the first thing I should do is just read everything by H.G. Wells, because I read lots of his science fiction, but there's a lot of H.G. Wells I had never read, and I consider him to be my very favorite author. So I wanted to do this, and I've read a lot of stuff since 2015. I've read everything that I could get my hands on from the beginning all the way up to 1901, because I'm going in order of publication. But I didn't do videos on most of it. And so I thought, well, heck, I'm doing these videos where I'm doing a video for each and everything that I read by all these other authors. Why am I not including my very, very favorite H.G. Wells? And so that's what this is about. I'm going backwards and doing videos about all of those stories that I've already reread by H.G. Wells and talking about them on video. And so this one is number 6. This is the 6th published work that I can find by H.G. Wells. It's called The Rediscovery of the Unique. And now, with some of the authors I'm doing, H.G. Wells, Isaac Asimov, some of the others, they wrote a lot of nonfiction. They didn't just write fiction. They wrote quite a lot of nonfiction, and that's true of H.G. Wells. He wrote a lot of nonfiction, especially in these earliest days. And so the rediscovery of the unique is not fiction. It is nonfiction. It is an essay. And it was published in July of 1891 in a magazine called Fortnightly Review. And, well, the first thing I love about this essay is the title, The Rediscovery of the Unique. This is just such a cool title. I mean, it's simply a straightforward description of what he's talking about, of what he's asserting in this essay. But it is still just such a cool title, The Rediscovery of the Unique. I love it. Okay, moving on. What is he asserting here? And it is strictly that we need to rediscover the unique. Literally, that's what he's talking about. His point is that, and he's not wrong, his point is that we often try to group things and say, okay, these things, they're all similar, so we'll consider them all to be the same. But they're not really. The differences may be minor, but there are differences in those things. Put a bunch of human beings together. Maybe they all have a same interest in H.G. Wells, but every one of those people is going to be different, unique. Human beings have a tendency to want to group and classify things and then move on. Want to quickly group and classify. Okay, you're a hippie, you're a Republican, you're a religious nut, whatever, just try to quickly group and classify things and then move on from it and not get any deeper than that. But that's the wrong thing to do things. That's especially what H.G. Wells is saying here, is that even on the sand on a beach, every pebble of sand is going to be completely unique if you start really looking closely at it. And his assertion is that we need to rediscover that. But here's the trick of what he's saying. He believes that in rediscovering the unique, we will necessarily tear down all of our hallowed institutions, like the church, like religion. He picks on those especially, but also picks on science to a certain extent, because scientists tend to classify and group. Scientists tend to be very good at that. But Wells is asserting that a whole new world would open up if we open our eyes and look at those little details and see the unique in everything. And he's not wrong. I agree with that 100%. So I love this essay. Won't call this a top tale, but it is a brilliant little essay. The only place I know it exists, I don't have a dust cover for it, it's the early writings of H.G. Wells. No longer in print, not since the 70s, but it is, if you can get a hold of a copy of this, this was published by University of California Press at Berkeley in Los Angeles, and it was published in 1975. And it has all these earliest works, mostly nonfiction, but also early versions of The Time Machine. It's a fascinating book. It's a great book. So, have you ever read The Rediscovery of the Unique, and what do you think? Leave your comments. Leave comments about H.G. Wells. And I hope you'll like the video, subscribe to our channel, and come on back for more. This is only number 6. I've got a lot of H.G. Wells to go. The next one will also come from this same book, and it's called Zoological Retrogression. And I'll be here. I hope you will too.